Hey you guys, welcome back to Starkey Farmstead. So my name is Samantha. I wanted to talk to you real quick. So we did the video on House Bill 6645 last night and you guys have been amazing. Well, I too, right, setting a good example, I too emailed my congresswoman. Well, she emailed me back and lo and behold, I found out that the Senate Democrats are cock blocking, there's no other way to say it, cock blocking one of the best bills I've ever seen. So let me read to you what Congresswoman Julie Letlow, who we voted for, how she responded. She said, "Dear Mrs. Starkey, thank you for contacting my office regarding border security. As your Congresswoman, I value input from constituents, God, I hate that word, across the 5th District. I vow to always listen, and I want to ensure that we are responsive to you. Nearly every day I hear from people just like you about how frustrated they are with the crisis at the border and how it has been made drastically worse due to this administration's misguided policy changes. The neglect of our border security personnel and the repercussions of our border policies have adversely impacted our communities, compromising our nation's well-being and security. In response to these challenges, I supported H.R. 2, the Secure the Border Act of 2023, which passed the House in May of 2023. This crucial legislation would put an end to the Biden administration's open border policies by implementing measures like restarting the border wall construction, deploying advanced technology to the southern and northern border, and end catch and release policies. However, it's important to note that H.R. 2 is currently facing opposition in the Senate, particularly from Senate Democrats. In light of this, Speaker Mike Johnson is diligently working with Senate Democrats and the president to find a viable path forward for this bill. These discussions are vital for aligning our legislative efforts with the broader goal of ensuring national security and the rule of law. Building on this effort, I was proud to support House Resolution 957, a resolution condemning the national security crisis at our southern border and urging President Biden to reverse his harmful open border policies. The current administration's policies, or lack thereof, effectively encourage illegal immigration, posing significant threats to the safety of our communities nationwide. This resolution is a clear statement of our collective demand for order and security at the border. I am steadfast in my support for legislation that fosters safer communities for our nation and puts Americans first, all while being a responsible steward of your tax dollars. Thank you for contacting my office to express your views, blah, 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 blah. Okay, now let's get into this. We're going to start with H.R. 2, the Secure Border Act of 2023. I've not reviewed House Resolution 957. I haven't had time. Just haven't had time. So back to House H.R. 2, the Secure the Border Act of 2023. Let's start with this. All that is saying is that if you try to come in, sneak in, anywhere along the border that is not a port of entry, you can't come in at all. That's it. Your asylum seeking's done. You are banned from this country because you broke in. Like if somebody was breaking into your house, they would be arrested. That's basically what they're saying. Come in correctly through the front door, knock like a human. Don't just flood the border because you think you have a right. It also goes on to say NGOs, non-government organizations, will no longer be funded with your tax dollars for supporting this nonsense, like the Catholic Charities, Red Cross, Doctors Without Borders. I mean, we're getting tired of it. Not only are they encouraging and facilitating them through multiple countries, they are housing them, giving them plane tickets, all while using your tax dollars. Now, somebody's going to say, well, how does that work? They write a grant, and the government gives them that, okay? So this bill is saying, not anymore. No. Okay, you guys, read this. It's saying that TSA, that's the people with the airplanes, cannot accept documentation that isn't an illegal form of identification. It's also saying you got to take a picture to fly on a plane. It's also saying you cannot force these people that work for the federal government to take COVID vaccines. This bill goes on to say we're going to charge you a fee for applying for asylum unless you are a minor that is unaccompanied. Now, you're going to have the bleeding hearts. Well, oh my God, you can't charge people to come to America. Yes, you can. They're paying the cartel $3,000 to $8,000 US dollars a piece. Let me ask you all something watching this. How many of you right now could put your fingers on $3,000 for yourself right now in cash? How about your spouse and your children? Say there's 5 of you. Could you put your fingers on $15,000 in American dollars right this minute in cash? Well, if you can, please drop something in my Venmo. Otherwise, the answer is no, right? So where are these people getting this money? They're not that destitute, you guys. It's all a bunch of BS. So yes, I think it is feasible for our government to say, if you want to come here, like every other human that has ever applied to come to the United States, they paid a processing fee. You pay one for your license. You pay one for the tags on your vehicle. You pay one when you apply for anything in the United States. There's a processing fee. Alone, they're going to charge you a processing fee. So you can charge Americans, but God forbid you charge the Venezuelan. Come on now. It goes on to do things like force the government to remove illegal aliens who came through more than 2 safe countries to get here. So a lot of people don't understand geography, and you won't even take the time to look at the map. When somebody from Venezuela is coming to America, or coming from North Africa or South Africa to America, they're traveling through sometimes upwards of 8 different countries. Not all of those countries are falling apart. So you have traveled through safe countries to get here. What this bill's saying is that if you did that, we can remove you back to the nearest safe country, and that's where you got to stay, my friend. It also goes on to say states can sue the federal government to force them to get rid of these illegal aliens. It also demands that the Department of Homeland Security show Americans how much money is being spent by these border states with these illegal aliens. Now, personally, I took the time to read it, which a lot of Americans, 70% or more, will not do. Took me 30 minutes, not that hard. Moving on. Funny to me how many Democrats are going to call this racist, fascist, the killing of democracy. It's called the rule of law, which we have federal law for a reason. This bill goes on to demand they continue building the wall, using technology to protect the border. Like, you actually have to have drones going 24/7. You have to have like 24,000 full-time border agents. Okay? Funny thing is, they slipped in that you cannot use the money on like electric vehicles, because that's what the Democrats do. They pad all these bills with cush money for their companies, for their stocks and bonds, for all the lobbyists, right? You got to funnel that money. That's what Democrats do. They funnel that money to their pet projects to make themselves rich. Look here, you guys. Nobody that's sitting in Congress as a congressman or a senator or a state representative should be rich unless they inherited that money. If they walked in there, like AOC, as a bartender, and now they're driving these $70,000, $80,000 vehicles living in these mini McMansions and they're dressed to the nines, your salary's not that good. So where's your money coming from? There should be some investigations going on in Washington for Republicans and Democrats. That's what Trump meant when he said he was going to drain the swamp. So you guys know we have been demonetized for this type of content. They don't like it. Can't strike us, can't shut us down, but they can cut our money. If you'd like to keep seeing this kind of content, please consider sending 5, 10, 15, 1,500, I don't care, dollars to our PayPal or our Venmo or our Cash App. Help us help you. Most of you are busy. You work a job, right? You're working to pay your bills. Well, that's what I was doing. I was working to pay my bills. They took my money away. So if you want me to be able to continue doing this, I need people to help me be able to help you. I can't do this for free, you guys. I've got a job. I've got a job, but I friggin' love my country, man. And I'm tired of Americans not having the time because you have to work 2 jobs. So let me do the research and bring it to you. Let's all agree I can do that. I have the platform, I have the followers, and I can make the time. But I cannot do it for free, and I hope that you understand that. If you think I'm being ugly, well then go ahead and like get off my channel because you're not working for free, friend. I love you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please get in touch with your congressmen and your senators. Tell them to pass this. Tell them we're tired. If you're a Democrat, at least get in there and tell your Democrat people you're tired of the border being open. You can still vote Dem. I'm good with that. But hold them accountable, dude. You put them in office. You rein them in. Love you guys. I want to personally thank Miss Lisa, Miss Jacqueline, Miss Cindy, and Lee. You guys, God bless you. I sincerely mean that. I sincerely mean that. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. David. We just received yours. God bless you guys. I know it's not the normal thing for an American to get on here and be like, pay me for my content. But come on, you guys. My content's good. It's solid. I do my research. I was an educator. I don't want to give this up, but I can't justify it to my husband. Hey, baby, I'm up at midnight doing research for people who would rather go to Starbucks and spend their $10 than to help us continue to put this content out. If we love America, then I have to be free to be truthful, which means I cannot depend on YouTube to support that. They're not going to support me. So God bless you to the ones of you that put your money where your mouth is. I love you guys.